Okay, welcome back all. So we're going to do something a bit different this week. Just going to take a little pause on the VODs. I'm just trying to build up a little backlog. Plus on stream we've started doing VODs as well. So we don't want to overload with that. One of the common questions I've been getting on stream is what keyboard and mouse settings do you use? Because I can play keyboard and mouse and I can play controller as well. As always, because I've played Halo for such a long time, obviously I originally played on controller. And I'm just experimenting with things at the minute, 343 buff keyboard and mouse a bit, so I thought, hey, why not? So common question, cut straight to the chase. What DPI? 1120. And the reason for that is because the way that conversions go across games, I originally, way back when I started the channel and I was doing like other stuff that wasn't Halo and I not really found what I was doing. I did a month where I played Valorant and I found a sensitivity for that I really liked, and I really got it dialed in doing aim labs for a month, so that's why I've ended up with this DPI. And if you convert it straight across to the Halo sensitivity, we actually end up at 0.8 with none of the modifiers used, and gives me like sort of a nice, it gives me a really nice sort of sensitivity where I can spin around quite fast if I want to, but it also gives me a nice degree of sensitivity, sort of nice degree of accuracy when I need it against targets. I have thought about hiring and lowering this over time. I haven't actually fully decided on what I'm going to do with that yet, but I have been playing at this sensitivity for a very long time. Second question that I usually get, what is the mouse that you use? So this is going to make a lot of FPS veterans really, really mad. But my history in games and playing to like high levels is not actually in Halo. Even though historically I've been Onyx and stuff in Halo. The games that I have actually played the most are MMORPGs, and I came from World of Warcraft, and in that game you need a mouse with like 50 buttons on it. So I actually play with the Corsair Scimitar, which has a lot of buttons on the side. I'll put a link in the description, and basically it weighs a ton, but it has like 10 buttons on it. So actually things like the grapple, and things like drop weapon, and things like crouch, I actually have bounced my mouse buttons on the side, which I suppose is not too different from what people normally do. And there's also a lot of sensitivities on the mouse that I don't use. There's like other buttons you can do and all that sort of stuff. So we're playing at that sensitivity, we're playing with the Corsair Scimitar, very heavy mouse. If you've not got used to a mouse yet, I would probably just get an FPS mouse, because they're really light and people seem to like that. Personally, not my jam. I used a really heavy mouse. Hit me all you want. But it seems to be working for me. So that's the mouse. As far as keybinds and things like that go, I run a fairly standard keybind setup. I think some of the really important things on mouse and keyboard is things like hold to crouch, hold to zoom, but I don't have on hold to sprint. I don't like holding shift, and if I'm trying to hit the curb slides, I don't want to have to like think about, am I holding shift or not, because I'm trying to do other stuff. As far as other settings are concerned, make sure that you have auto clamber turned off, because this will just kill you if you accidentally clamber. And you want to have step jump turned on as well, so when you near little ledges, if I can find one, you don't fully commit to a huge jump. If you just tap the jump, it just jumps on, rather than like all the way up. So it's always nice to have step jump on, so you can just sort of tap jump to get onto ledges, and you don't like launch yourself into space when you do a jump. Some other things that people usually ask then is sort of, do you have mouse acceleration on? Hell no. I know that Halo Daycare is going to be releasing a video at the time of this recording about this. I'm yet to be converted to mouse acceleration. I don't like it, but if someone can prove to me that they can use it properly, and it makes your aiming better, you do that, because I'll definitely watch that video and I'll definitely investigate. But with zooms, I just run flat, no modifier zooms, and I think this comes from the many hundreds and thousands of hours that I've played on Destiny. Basically, I just don't like having my zoom on a different modifier. It just throws off my muscle memory. As far as keybinds are concerned, fairly standard. I just think some of the base keybinds in Halo are a bit silly. So for example, I have melee on E rather than on V. I've no idea why they put it on V. And I have grenade on Q. I think on default it's on G. I just feel like Q's a really easy button to be able to press. It's right next to W. And then for melee, you can just hit the E, which is just on the other side, which is also very nice. We also have reload on R. I think that's fairly standard. That makes sense. And I think that basically covers the keybinds for this. Some of the other questions that I get are sort of like, what FOV and settings do you play on? So I play at 97. I've been up and down with this FOV over time. Like before they changed some of the stuff on controller, I was 105 and I played at 107. But I feel like 97 is like the sweet spot between I can see a lot, but I can actually hit stuff. So 97 FOV, play at default resolution, play at 120 static. There's some stuff, I think it's, I might say his name wrong now, Exhilarate, I think is his name, is a Halo YouTuber. He did a really good video on how Halo like uses your computer, and basically these settings made it so that my 9 cores never got capped out. So I never have issues with the game sort of getting input lag and stuff like that. But I'm quite fortunate I managed to invest in a new system quite recently. The only real setting on here that matters is simulation. You want an ultra. Though I've read some stuff to say that that affects how often you sort of ping to the server. So that can affect your accuracy of your game. But none of the others really make that much difference. In terms of customizable content as well, I have high definition textures off. I've personally found that having those off makes the game crash less. And it's definitely not a tech issue from my side because I'm running a 3080 with 32 gig RAM and I've got an i7. So it's not like I'm running out of bandwidth on my computer. I just think the Halo client stability gets lower the more stuff you try and run at once, especially with the amount of things that it tries to do with just those 9 threads. So I hope this was helpful. We can throw some bots in if you want to see what it looks like when you actually fight them. And then other than that, I'll just let this little exchange play out. And I'll see you in the next one. So thanks a lot for watching. It's been Vanadam. See you later.
No scope.